What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Brother Keith sent me an article that revolved around a recent conversation that Tiffany Haddish had on an interview with the Today Show. Tiffany Haddish, in my opinion, is a woman that I would consider, I don't know her, but based on her attitude, recalcitrant, very obnoxious, at times belligerent in how she acts. But that's just the assessment that I get from her attitude. And it's not just me who says that. Even Marlon Wayans, they wouldn't hire her because for the same reasons that I mentioned. All right, so it's not just me saying it. It's like people feel like this in the industry. But nevertheless, it doesn't really matter how we feel about her because all that you need is someone to like you, okay? And unfortunately for Common, he's the idiot that does, right? And you notice that the guys who, if you look at people like Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade, Jada Pinkett and Will Smith, Common and Tiffany Haddish, these celebrity relationships, you ever notice that these guys are the ones that are always getting like disrespected? Like, these women make these guys look like complete beta males. Like, almost like these guys are horrible. And if I ever became a big celebrity, I would never marry or date another celebrity. I would just get somebody like normal. Somebody normal who's like a lady scientist or something like that, who didn't want to be in the spotlight, like she hated people or something like that. Like, I would do that. Because these women in these industries want to make their guys look as beta as possible. Okay? Now, how do we know? Well, number one, she talked about how they met. Why she decided to deal with him. Okay? And, he was doing things like calling her queen. And we all know that Common, kind of comes from that woke kind of hip hop community where he believes in calling black women queens and Mother Earth and stuff like that, which I don't have a problem with if you want to do that. I'm not going to do that shit, but whatever, because everybody's not a queen, right? So, you just, if that's what you want to do, fine, okay? But she said that they did a virtual date, okay? And they had, chemistry. This is after they met each other and stuff like that. But she says some nice things about him. She likes how he takes her personality, understands her sense of humor and things like that. And they have real conversations. But she said that she wasn't into him at first. Okay? She says that he grew on her and that he wasn't her type. All right? He grew on her. This is something that's very interesting, okay? Because this sort of thing can happen. I guess a guy can grow on a woman. But typically, what that means in layman's terms, in the red pill sort of thinking, Common was somebody in the friend zone. I had nobody else, or whoever else I liked wouldn't deal with me. So, because he was like the third or fourth best candidate, I kind of elevated him from the friend zone into boyfriend. But I really didn't like him like that. And Common obviously knew, because let's be honest, we're dating the African American community, and if a woman doesn't really like you, you know. And once you know that she don't really like you like that, and if you want to keep still dealing with her, there's a lot of daily texting you're trying to do. You're trying to take her out on dates. You're trying to do things like that to win her over. And in all actuality, and I mean this with all due respect, there are certain women, obviously, that I believe that are worth dating. There are other white women that are not so worth dating. So the question is that once you put in all of this work and all of this effort, what do you really get towards the end? Like, ta-da! All right, you got me. I'm your girlfriend. So then what? Booty clapping sounds? Okay, after that, 5 minutes later, then what? So you do this. You've earned this person who doesn't really like you or wasn't really feeling you. Meanwhile, while you're putting in all that work, what about a guy she likes altogether, like from the start? And this is the thing that I always tell men. Women are not like banks. What you put in is not what you get out. You know, like here on, let's say YouTube, you're a content creator and you post, every day. Okay, and you have an audience. YouTube will reward you for posting every day. You have a job, you work overtime, and you want to work more. Your job will reward you by paying you a time and a half, sometimes double time, right? You get more on your money. When you put work into a woman that doesn't really like you, you don't get a real reward, because what tends to happen is that there will come a guy who a woman likes, and what happens? He don't have to do nothing. He just shows up. And when he shows up, he gets all the booty clapping songs. Yeah, he gets that. She gets the sad music. Oh, boo, I miss you text. Why didn't you call me? See, that's how women act when they don't like you. They want to hear from you. They want to see you. They want to know why you didn't call them today. Yeah, but see, if you're not getting that from a woman, what are we dealing with? And I think that a lot of guys have no problem with playing it cool until one day you get that, or hopefully she'll change. I mean, a guy like Common who can access anybody, what for? I don't care. Like, okay, you don't like me right now. Cool. Like, get the fuck on. Like, all right, peace. I'm done. And I'll go to somebody else who likes me. I'll just keep, expanding my influence, expanding what I'm doing, and I'll just do that. But I'm not going to be with somebody who I got to work hard to be with that didn't like me at first. It doesn't make sense. Especially if I know your stories where you was dealing with dudes who couldn't give you nothing. All right? Who couldn't give you nothing. Won't do anything for you. All of that. All right? And then you're trying to compete for her, but at the end of the day, you get nothing after you do all that work. You might get sex once a month. Then for the guy that she really likes, she can go be with him. And then he gets everything, does nothing. So here's the solution. How about you go deal with who you really want to be with? Oops! The guy you really want to be with don't even like you. So why don't you grow on him? And this is what a lot of guys gotta start doing. Let these chicks be the problem for the guy they want to be with. Like Tiffany Haddish is problematic. Let her do that over there. It's just so much easier for the people involved. It's so much easier for you because you ain't got to spend time dealing with her. It's just much easier to not talk to her anymore. It's much easier, much more efficient to go and deal with somebody else that really like you. Typically, you find somebody who looks a lot better. Typically, you find somebody who wants to compete for your time as you're developing. Typically, they look more better, younger, and it's a win-win. Okay? And then somebody like Tiffany Haddish will be doing what? She'll be getting dustier and dustier each day. All right? Trying to make her mind up, and then like, oops, I messed up with a really good guy. Wonder if I can get him back. It's too late. Continue to be dusty and dusty each day. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe at the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at all-time high. I'm out.